This has been my first year in preschool with a class of my own. We've been talking about gender and skin color and consent. It's been fabulous.
Oh, no. I give up. I feel we cannot let a day go by at this point without playing a clip from Libs of TikTok, one of my favorite Twitter accounts. And I do this not merely, by the way, to make fun of these silly people on TikTok or wherever. That's part of it too. I won't deny it. But I do it because, and I think this is the reason behind Libs of TikTok's Twitter account, I do it because I want to remind people that the kooky ideas that float around the academy or that float around the elite circles of this country have an actual effect on the ground among ordinary people who are just spouting off on social media. The crazy academic theories that began in the fever dreams of lunatic psychologists, medical doctors, theorists, people like Paul Money, people like Wilhelm Reich, people like the Western Marxists who had an effect on the academy in the 20th century. Those ideas among all those super sophisticated people with lots of books and fancy lab coats, those have an effect on the culture pretty directly. So there's a video going around TikTok of this kooky lady. She's a preschool teacher discussing how elated she was to see how quickly her preschoolers took to radical gender theory and the perfectly ordinary, normal talk about kids' genitals.
Story time. This has been my first year in preschool with a class of my own, teaching alongside another queer neurodivergent educator, and we have been rocking our twos class. We've been talking about gender and skin color and consent and empathy and our bodies and autonomy. It's been fabulous. But our teaching team is shifting and a new person is being onboarded, someone with many years of experience. So today at the lunch table, when the topic of gender and genitals came up, one of our students plainly looked up and said, "Well, I'm a girl today, but I know that teacher Co isn't. No, they're NB." And the look on the incoming teacher's face was priceless. She was shocked in a good way, and she just looked around at the two of us and said, "This class is incredible, and I am so impressed."
We need to ban theater kids from ever participating in society. I say this as a former theater kid. We got us. I am calling for a complete and total shutdown of theater kids until we figure out what the hell is going on. Because this cannot be allowed to stand. The most depressing part of this video, by the way, is not that this woman has access to preschoolers. It's not that she is talking about genitals at the lunch table with preschoolers. It's not even that. It's that the older teacher comes in and sees this horrific offense taking place and is shocked. Okay, so you're like, oh, good, finally, some reason here. Shocked in a good way. Oh, no, I give up. Get me out of here. This is the sort of educational apparatus that is raising your children, and you're sending them there. When I was a kid, we didn't go to preschool. I guess some people did. I didn't go to preschool. When my father was a kid, people didn't really go to kindergarten all that much. Now it's you'd start school at either 6 or 5. I started at 5. Now it seems you start at 4 or 3. Some people, I kid you not, I have friends and relatives who send their kids to school at 2. And then you stay in school longer. It used to be if you graduated high school, you were fine for most jobs, and now you have to get some associates, or maybe a bachelor's, or maybe a master's. I know people who can't write an English sentence who are getting master's degrees, which is insane. You shouldn't, but the idea is you are now in this educational apparatus to raise your children to comport with the dictates of the liberal regime. You're there for forever. I mean, you're there for now, 20 years sometimes? Not good stuff. Not good stuff. Maybe we need to start taking a more active role in educating people. Maybe when we criticize the bizarre, kooky theories of people around the world, we can do that just fine, but we ought to criticize our own and maybe fix those as well. Hey, I'm glad you liked that clip. I hope you liked that clip. If you did, just leave a comment. Just say, hey, Michael, I like that clip. That'd be nice. I'd appreciate that. It makes me feel good. If you have not subscribed, please do. Here at YouTube, but also to the Michael Knowles Show podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play. We'll see you next time.